You're not imagining it. It's not just you. Being a content creator feels harder than ever before. Algorithms are weirder. AI is flooding every platform. People are quitting, and you're wondering if you're too late. But here's what most people don't realize. That's exactly why this might be the best time to start. Today, I'm going to show you why the current chaos is actually your biggest advantage, if you know how to use it. So without any further ado, let's dive in. Okay, first off, I want to tell you the flood is real. The waters are rising. AI content is everywhere on this platform and elsewhere. There's faceless videos, AI blog spam, dead-eyed narrators. Platforms are overwhelmed by it and viewers are burnt out. And while this is happening, a lot of creators are quitting or quietly disappearing. Because frankly, with a sea of low effort content just churning out, flooding the airwaves, it feels impossible to get noticed. So if you feel like the platforms are rejecting you, it's not personal. They're just overwhelmed by this content.
It's definitely not just you.
And it wasn't until I thought about another historical crash that I realized how this can actually work out for us in the long term. Because this is the crash phase, you see. So it all depends on your age. If you're younger, you might not remember the 2008 housing crash, but there was a time when the finance sector got overheated and there were a lot of predatory loans going on where people were being loaned amounts of money they shouldn't have been loaned. They were in houses they couldn't afford. People started defaulting on houses. Everything went crazy in banking. There was a lot of nonsense. We trended back into recession. It was really not a great time.
Well, that's putting it mildly.
But here's the thing. Opportunities were also created by the crash. So my husband bought his house, our first house, 6 months before I started dating him. I was basically grandfathered into the first home I ever owned. So until recently, I had sold a house, but I had never bought one, which is a weird state of affairs. But anyway, he had a house that he had bought in Cleveland post-crash. He had bought it at the bottom of the market. It was at a time when housing prices had cratered, things were really uncertain. He could barely afford the house. He was early in his career. He'd made some decent choices, but he didn't really have a safety net. He was single too. He had a roommate, but I hadn't moved in yet. Didn't know I was coming along. But yeah, he ended up buying this house at the bottom of the market and we lived there for about 10 years. And by the time that we went to sell it, the house had appreciated considerably, partly because of the crash. The crash had made everything kind of go down. So right now we're in the crash. The content market is oversaturated, trust is down, it's a poor attention economy, meaning that people are paying attention to many things, instability in the news, shorts, rather than long form, all manner of things. So right now it feels really risky to invest yourself in something that is actively struggling. But just like with real estate, those who hang on and build now and work while the work is brutal and risky and hard are also setting themselves up for success when things rebound. Most people do not want to create in this kind of chaos. I mean, I know I don't like this, but that's exactly why you should do it. The ones who stay are the ones who are successful. If you start now and you keep showing up, you'll be ahead of the next wave when things start looking promising again and people flood in. Creators who persist build trust with both the audience and the algorithm. And here's the thing, something to know about AI. The AI mush, the AI slop, burns out viewer attention. And that's harsh, but as it's doing it, it's actually raising the value of authenticity. Authenticity becomes rare and valuable again because it is flanked by so much inauthentic generative stuff. I know it's easy to get in this headspace where you're worried, you're planting seeds in dead soil and nothing will ever sprout because things aren't growing right now, at least not with the velocity that they should with your level of effort. But you're not planting seeds in dead soil. You're just in a garden where the bloom is going to take some time. But you're going to have a head start on the other gardeners who show up when your plants spring up. So here's why it's still worth it. You can build an ecosystem, not just a channel. You can work on your skills, you can get your fans, you can start diversifying income streams. Even if things aren't growing at a quick force multiplier rate, you can use it almost as a medicine ball where you're challenging yourself and you're getting your muscles up so that the moment it comes in and it's fertile again, you will be off like a rocket. Also, the crash means the field is thinning. That's good news for anyone who stays. And as always, the goal isn't some kind of viral miracle. It's long-term visibility and trust, and you can build that even in a poor attention economy. But most of all, I wanted to say, if you start today, now, you're not too late. In fact, you're early for what comes next. This isn't about beating the algorithm, it's about outlasting the noise. I'm making these videos for creators like you, the ones who are still here, still trying, still showing up. We'll outlast the fly-by-nights. Anyway, it's been great talking to you as always. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.